Hey family, it's Netta at Black Lives Count, and I am back with you for another video. Y'all saw what Trump did, okay? So Trump felt it necessary for him to go over to Venezuela and have multiple strikes done against Venezuela, as well as kidnapping the president and first lady of Venezuela. So we're going to get into it, family. I'm going to read a snippet from two articles. The first one is pertaining to that, but the second one is pertaining to, it's surrounding the same issue, but it's more additionally invasive. So let's get into it. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use. So family, the article is by CBS News, and it says U.S. strikes Venezuela and captures Maduro, and Trump says we're going to run the country for now. Now, how many of us know this is about something much more sinister, much more nefarious and evil? We already know this. What to know about the U.S. military attack on Venezuela? President Trump said Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife were captured and flown out of the country early Saturday morning, confirming a large-scale strike by the U.S. that drew quick condemnation and concern from across the globe. Trump said in a press conference that the U.S. will run Venezuela on a temporary basis. Family, we got to pay attention to what not only this administration, but the government of the United States, period. I don't care if it's on the right or the left side. We have to pay attention to these things that they do. See, America believes that they have the right to go over into other people's countries and claim dominance. But they don't want anybody to claim dominance in America except white Americans, okay? White American men, let's say that. The U.S. Army Delta Force, an elite special forces unit, carried out the operation to capture Maduro, officials told CBS. A Republican senator said Secretary of State Marco Rubio had indicated that Maduro would face criminal charges in the U.S., where he was indicted years ago, and that Rubio anticipates no further action in Venezuela. The Trump administration has long accused Maduro of drug trafficking and working with gangs designated as terrorist organizations, which Maduro denied. The strikes follow months of U.S. military buildup in the region, with the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier and numerous other warships positioned in the Caribbean. In recent weeks, the U.S. has seized 2 oil tankers off Venezuela, launched deadly strikes on more than 30 boats the administration says were carrying drugs, and struck what President Trump called the dock area, where they load the boats up with drugs. President Trump is holding a news conference at Mar-a-Lago at 11 p.m. this morning. He held it. So with that, then there was another one. An article, again, reiterating that the United States plans on taking control of Venezuela until further notice, okay? Until further notice. You know what I would like to know? Where's the UN? Where is the outrage and the outcry from the UN, as well as other other countries? Which it did say, the article did say that there were other countries that were outraged. The audacity that the white man has is beyond understanding. How do you feel you have a right to go into somebody else's country and do that? Now, nobody could come over here and collect this president and his first lady. You understand what I'm saying? That would not be acceptable. Okay. In fact, let Russia had did that to the United States, or Xi Jinping in China had did that to the United States, and there would be an all-out call for war if somebody came and removed this president and his first lady. But yet, this country and this government feels that they can go over to other countries and do that. It is just beyond me how this is going to be allowed. It really is. It is. But as we know, unfortunately, it appears allegedly that the UN is bought and paid for by Israel and the United States, so they can do whatever they want to do. It's really, really a sad thing. Often the United States have organized coups in other people's country, and removed the president that would not work with them and be their puppet in order to destabilize the country and put in who they wanted in the country, who would let them do whatever they wanted to do at their will. It is really ridiculous to see this still going on. But this is why I believe a lot of nations are starting to identify the United States as the predator and the problem. And so they are now aligning themselves with each other, one another, whatever, so that they can, build a defense against this kind of bullying. America is a bully. America is a bully. It is time for America to really step down from the bully stage. I don't know what's going to happen. I did read, though, that one of the other, let me see. There was a global outcry after U.S. launched strikes on Venezuela and captured the president. So it says France, Russia, China, and the EU say that Washington, or the United States, broke international law after U.S. troops carried out this operation. It says the U.S. has been condemned for breaking international law after it launched airstrikes on the Venezuelan capital and captured its president, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife. See, it is time for other countries to step up. It is time for other countries to regain their balls and resist by every means. You know how the scriptures say, the Bible says, resist the devil and he will flee. It is time for other countries to resist the devil so that they will flee. Okay, because it is going to come. This is a detriment to Americans. It really is, because this is something that is putting Americans at jeopardy, because based off of all of these issues, there could be nuclear war, and it doesn't have to be with Venezuela. There could be another. Russia could get involved. China could get involved. North Korea could get involved. It is time that somebody is going to, or the time has come, let me say that someone is going to pull the coat of America and give this country a well-checked and whooped ass. It's coming. It's coming. And for all you so-called patriot white folks that think that this is okay, you wouldn't feel that way if Venezuela or another country or China or Russia or North Korea had did the same thing to this country. You wouldn't feel that way, but you feel that way because you people have always felt like you were conquerors. You know what I'm saying? That's what you people feel like. You're conquerors. We're not stealing. We're not taking. We're not doing any injustices. We are conquerors. Well, the time may come that America is conquered. I mean, it is known. It is well known that every every it will fall. Let's just say that. Every empire has their time to shine, and this one is coming to a close. All right, family. I'm so glad that you joined me for this video. I hope you like, share, and if you're not, subscribe. We would love to have you over here. We're family. We talk about real life things that are occurring in this globe and this world, and we talk about ways that we can improve ourselves and move around from white supremacy. You understand? All right, family. Thank you so much for joining. Please like, share, and again, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And I will see you in the next video. Peace, love, and blessings. And you already know, Black Power. All right, family. Take care. Bye-bye.